We often make mistakes without even realizing it, especially when it comes to our love life. For example, we might think we know what someone we're dating or somebody we're in a relationship with is thinking or feeling, but chances are we get it wrong. I'm going to share the 5 most common mistakes in dating and relationships and what we can do to end the cycle of assumptions. Number 1, being vague or dropping hints. Sometimes we think we're being really clear by saying something in a sort of vague way, or we drop the hint that we want something when we're dating somebody. For example, in the beginning of dating, maybe you want a second date. You think you've been really obvious that you really like the person, but they walk away without really knowing because you haven't said, "Hey, I had a great time and I'd love to do this again sometime." Most people say, "I had a great time," even when they didn't. So when you add that little bit of, "I'd love to do this again sometime," he has a better idea that you would like to see him. So be obvious, be direct. Number 2 is believing if somebody cares about you, they're going to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Not true. This is such a big mistake that we make because we think they love us. They should know. We shouldn't have to tell them. And then we get hurt when they don't know. And so, again, the answer is being clear. Number 3, thinking that if you've been with somebody for a long time, they're going to know what you need. So the last one was about what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and this one is about what you're needing. Again, they don't know because you haven't been clear. And dropping hints, being vague about any of these things just leads to frustration, confusion, and more. Number 4, assigning meaning to somebody's actions. When somebody does something, we often assume that it means something. Let's talk about when you're first online and let's say you've had 2 great dates and then you were back online checking your Bumble or Match profile and you see that the person that you went on those dates with is still online. Many women get really upset by this, but they're also online. How else did you see him but the fact that you were online? So if you assign meaning to the action of he's still online, so that must mean fill in the blank. He doesn't really care about me. He's not that serious about getting to know me. We do this in every stage of dating and relationships. So again, don't assign meaning, ask questions, or just in a case of somebody being online, I would say just ignore it and keep getting to know that person. They are not in a place yet where they're going to be exclusive with you, so they should be online. You would expect somebody to be dating other people until you've had that exclusivity talk. And number 5 is interpreting body language. We see people and we think we know what they're meaning or thinking or needing because of the way they look, but we don't know because we're often wrong. And there's been so much scientific proof that when you believe you know something for sure about what somebody's body language says, what somebody is understanding about you, we are almost always wrong, even if we've been in a relationship for a long time. So the only way to know what this person who's in your life, whether it's dating or a significant other, is thinking, feeling, or needing is to ask them. The same thing with them asking you. They need to ask you and not assume. This is what gets in the way of healthy relationships, and it often sabotages. It sounds really simple, it sounds really intuitive, right? But it's amazing how often we forget to ask and we make up stories. So check in and stop making assumptions. Be clear with your requests instead of dropping hints and hoping somehow they're going to know what you want. And if you're really hurt because you've made up a story, process those hurt feelings before having that conversation so you can be present and open to the person that you're struggling with, not making up stories or projecting something from your past on them that they didn't even do. When we clear relationships of assumptions and expectations that they should just know what we need and want, our relationships improve exponentially. So does our dating life. So I ask you, can you think of a time when you expected a partner or a date to read your mind, to know what you're thinking just by the fact that they knew you for a while or that you dropped some hints? How did it go? I want you to share your experiences with me, and I look forward to hearing from you.